So this is a European man that lives in South Africa, and he wants to, explain to people how white folks are victims of racism as well. Let's go ahead and roll that.
I'm so sick of people saying that white people cannot be victims of racism. So I've made this video to explain exactly why white people can be victims of racism. Now, if you listen very carefully, you can probably hear that I'm actually from South Africa. So we have a long history in South Africa of racism. But people sometimes think that white people in South Africa was not victims of racism. But let me explain exactly how we were, in fact, victims of racism. You see, when you think that your value as a human being comes from your skin color, you stop trying to be a good person in other ways. So during apartheid, we were told as white people that we were better than black people. And some people, they start to think that that means that you are automatically better. It doesn't matter what you do. So we had white people in South Africa who were raping people. We had policemen who were taking people off the street and torturing them and doing the worst things you can imagine. And they walk around thinking, I'm white, I must be okay, I must be good because my skin makes me good. You see, if you are a racist, you are a victim of racism because you stop growing as a person. You stop seeing other people as fully human. And you look at the black man and you think, I'm better than him because of my skin. But what actually happens is the black man that you abuse and oppress, he grows and he learns and he becomes a better person because he has you as an example of what a terrible person is. And then we get someone like Nelson Mandela and he comes out of prison after 27 years and he's better than any white man in the country because he's learning the whole time. And the white racist sits there and thinks, I don't have to learn because I'm white. I'm automatically good. And you become the biggest victim of racism. You become a fucking idiot. So all my white brothers and sisters, man, we've got to get rid of this racism. We are not growing as people. We are not becoming the people we should be because we think that our value comes from our skin color and not from the way that we treat other people. Do not be a victim of racism. Do not be a racist.
Well, that is a interesting take, and I do agree that in some way, I wouldn't say a victim of racism, because racism is a system built on power, and which says that the white supremacist has the power and they victimize others. I would not say that European people have been victimized. They have been the victimizer. Now, what I will say is that they have been very deceived. I will use the word delusional. I will use the word, being a colonizer and things like that, right? The real world says this: nobody's supreme to anybody. So that's where delusion comes in, right? A skin color doesn't make nobody better than anybody. That's where also the delusion comes in. And the miseducation that has happened. But the fact is that you create a whole system and devalue black people in South Africa, and that definitely during the time of apartheid and all the horror that has been done to black folk. Then now today in South Africa, you see Europeans crying, talking about the ANC government and Julius Malema and the EFF, and just crying and crying and crying. And what I will say is this: black folks had to endure y'all for a long time in South Africa. And now you complaining about what the ANC is doing and Julius Malema is doing and all the other ones. Well, if you don't like what they're doing, you can go to the airport, right? OR Tambo Airport in Johannesburg, and you can get on a plane and go back to your homeland of the Netherlands if you do not like how black people are running the country. Because some of them have said that they don't like the way black people run the country. It was better during apartheid. Well, you know what? Apartheid is it's done. It's done. I know you kind of like some of the people here in America that would love to live back in the time of slavery. I know. You just, oh my God, you just wish it comes back. I get it, because you're lazy. I know. You didn't want to do nothing for yourself. But if you really was talking about doing something to fix the situation in South Africa, then what you would do is return that land back to the black people. That's what you would do. Because the Europeans own a lot of the land still in South Africa, even though you have a black majority. They have a lot of money still, even though you have a black majority. Even Indians have money there. Not all, but some of them have money. Now, not to say they don't have black folks with money in South Africa. There's a lot. Trust me, go to Johannesburg. You see how black people moving around. It's awesome to see that. To me, that's what I really liked about Johannesburg. I saw a lot of upward mobility that I thought that was awesome. And I will be going back to Johannesburg here in a few months. Can't wait to get back to Johannesburg. But the situation with the racism, and then this the thing. Unfortunately, some of y'all, the Europeans in South Africa, some of y'all still racist, because we've covered that too here. You had a woman recently that was sitting up here was wanting a genocide against black people in South Africa. Why? My thing is, if you don't like black people, why are you there? I don't understand that. It's the same thing I say even in America. America is a big enough country where you can go to certain states where it's mostly European. There's no black people there, no African people there whatsoever, none. But yet you still want to be around black folk and complain when you can go back to your homeland of the Netherlands. You can go back and you can get into the Netherlands and work with your people. I don't take issue with that. You can land in Amsterdam tomorrow if you don't like black folk. Now I know you like South Africa because it's nothing like that African continent. There's nothing like that good food over there. It's nothing like the way the sun hits you on the African continent. I know you listen. Y'all have even told me, some of y'all that have visited while I was in South Africa told me how it is, how much y'all love it there. How it's nothing like being in the African continent. Y'all like it down there more than y'all like it in Europe. Oh, I know. That's why everybody's flooding going down there. Asians and Arabs and Europeans and everybody. That's why they going. That's why I tell black folks over here, you need to be over there and you need to be putting your foot in the ground and building something there before you get there and everybody else and build something. Like I say, y'all do y'all, because like I said, it's only so far you can go in America. Look at, even if you're a quote unquote billionaire in America, you have no power. You have nothing. I'd rather take if I had $1 billion or millions of dollars, I'd rather take it to the African continent and build something there, because at least I know over there I have more power to do things there because I'm in the majority. It's just that simple. But I appreciate what the guy is saying and I understand what he's saying. But what I would ask him to do is to go and talk to his brethren in South Africa, the Boers and all of them, and go be anti-racist and just teach them. Say, hey, if you don't like black people, then you need to leave. And say, because black people are the majority. Black people are running the government. It's not going to change whether you like it or not. Stop trying to sabotage things. Stop trying to come up with ways where you can attack the South African government. Just stop. You don't need to be doing all that. You're not getting that back. That day is over. That's what he can do. I'll tell any white person that you want to be, a great asset to the black community. You need to go to your community and teach them and get them off of that wicked path of anti-black racism. That's what you can do to assist. If you say, what can I do to change, and get rid of anti-black racism? Go to your community, and that's where the work is at. The work isn't over here. The work is over there. But y'all let me know what y'all think about, what this man is saying. Like I say, once again, I applaud his efforts. I'm not against the man. Not at all. I'm not. But what I'm saying is, those who are racist in South Africa, who are Europeans, if you don't like black people, carry your happy self to the airport and just leave.